Yes, Christian, thank you very much for accepting my invitation for the second interview.
Thank you for having me.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy birthday.
And congratulations for the new album.
Thank you.
And the new trip. Anything around. Well, you're born in Köln. Now you're living in Berlin.
Yes.
Which is Germany, but do you think it's
Berlin is
Germany?
And I think I can say every German lives in Berlin. No, actually, no German lives in Berlin. Or if Germans live in Berlin, they speak English to each other. That happens quite often lately. But yeah, I live in Berlin.
Great.
As so many do.
Yeah, yes. You think there are still many people coming to Berlin because it's a magical place?
I think there are, and there will be more in the future. It doesn't seem to lose any attraction.
Yeah, okay. Well, after your Abitur, you first studied, I think, music science, something like that?
First, I didn't study anything. I was sitting on the couch.
Well, but after that, you studied...
I studied a bit of music science.
In Köln University, right?
Yeah, but yeah, studying is a big word for what I was enlisted. And I went to some courses, yes.
Yeah. And after that you studied at the Prins Claus Conservatorium here in Groningen.
Yes.
And you studied jazz guitar and composition, as I...
Here I studied jazz guitar, yes.
Yes.
Composition I studied in Switzerland.
Okay. But your main teacher was Frank Wingold.
Yes.
What did you learn from Frank the most, what you still use today? Can you say that?
One single thing. Practice. I don't know, it was... Actually, he was my teacher when I was a child also, in Cologne. So I think... I hate to say it, but I learned the A minor blues scale. That was my... I think I still use it a lot, so I would say that's the most single thing I can say I learned from Frank Wingold. I don't know if he likes to hear that, but it's the A minor blues scale, yeah.
Okay. Well, after that...
after that, E minor, yeah.
Yeah, you went...
I went, and then I stopped also, because already you can cover quite a big spectrum of music.
But yet, then you studied at the HBK in Bern, in Switzerland. And your teachers were Django Bates and Bert Joris.
Yes.
There you graduated as a Master of Arts.
Oh, you know a lot. It's a FBI file.
Same question. What did you learn there the most from Django and Bert?
From Django and Bert? From Django, I think I learned most that don't write boring music that doesn't challenge the listener. Like not to, like it should be fun to listen to for the person also who writes it. That it's not, not to just write pleasing music, but good music. Try, of course, your best, write good music, but challenge also. I mean, challenge the listener in a fun way, not in a, I make super complicated intellectual music, but challenge the listener in a fun way. And from Bert Joris, I think he's a great master of harmony. I can still work a lot on harmony, and I think that's what we most did, was harmony. And that's the two things. And it worked great together, because harmony is a very, different field than what I covered with Django. And they were both great, fun people.
Well, if you learn so much about harmony,
yes.
What is harmony?
What is harmony?
And
I mean, voices together, huh? Like
how does it come together, harmony in your life and in your music?
In my music, yes. I mean, first of all, we have 3 instruments, right? I mean, we have a drums, which is an instrument also, but it cannot produce pitch. So we have basically, I consider when I play the guitar, I don't play so much chords in Kuhn Fu. I play more lines. So basically we have 3 lines, so that's 3 notes that can be together. And of course I use chords, but it's not, I would say, yeah, a more single line oriented, single line meaning melody. And the harmony in Kuhn Fu is actually very simple triads. Yeah, we don't use so much complex jazz harmony, though I just said that I learned that in my studies, but learning something also means that you can decide not to use it. And yeah, I think, and the counterpoint study, which is very like melody oriented, helped me a lot to create like something that I like and also that fulfills a harmonic, let's say, desire. And on the other hand, there's a lot of, I call it noise, I mean, which is also harmony. And interesting, I mean, that's the parts I like a lot, for example, that is not, yeah, they come in the improvisations, just noise. Coming out of, yeah, sometimes weird playing.
Yeah. Well, since 2012, you are the leader of Kuhn Fu, this magical group.
Yes.
You play now with Ziv Taubenfeld. He's playing the bass clarinet. You started with Love Kovac on drums.
Yeah.
Now we have George Hadow. He's from England. And we have Esat Ekincioglu on double bass.
Ekincioglu, yeah. Difficult name.
Yeah. Well, there are 4 different countries in this band. And of course, 4 different energies. How do you deal with them, and what are the highlights and maybe the lowlights, and what is the magic?
The highlights is really, I mean, that's, yeah, you're connected to different cultures. I mean, Israeli, Turkish, English. There is certain, people behave different in a way, but on the other hand, okay, Israel, Turkey, but I still consider it, yeah, it's still, we're in the Europe. I mean, we're not, it's not talking to people from Mars here. They all speak English. But yeah, there's different energies going on. For example, I mean, yesterday that's a good question, because yesterday I was thinking about it. I got some review, and always it's a bit stressed that I'm so negative, and that becomes maybe out of my Germanness. But I must say, Esat Ekincioglu, as a Turkish love to complain. And he's a master in complaining and lamenting. I would say it's more like a Turkish lament. It's actually great. We should make a song, Turkish lament. And Ziv is a very positive person, which also, I think, maybe all Israeli people are all, I should not say that, no, all, no, but they're more optimistic, forward-looking, relaxed. That's how, at least I perceive it in a way. And George is a bit more reserved person. Polite, reserved, thoughtful, so which also covers my image of English people. So, except there's also the Fußball hooligan, but he's definitely not that. Yeah, and I'm the stressed German, so we are kind of a cliché band.
Well, George is new as a drummer in the band.
Well, new, he played now 80 gigs with us, so Love, I think, played kind of 100, 110, and he's now at 80, so he's almost even now, because yeah, okay, Love started with us, and in the beginning you don't play so much, but George is now there since summer 2017.
How did you meet?
August. He was playing, I mean, he's active in Amsterdam, and we were looking for a drummer, and Esat saw him, and then we wrote to him, rehearsed, and that's it. That's how, quite natural. No, I mean, we didn't look long for a drummer. I think he was the only one we asked also. It was worked out right away. I think we rehearsed twice and we immediately played a festival in Denmark. It was great. And then we went. And he's, very reliable, and which is also good. We need, when you play that much, I mean, you need to be reliable and be able to do that, and also on tour to be up for that.
Yeah.
Love didn't want to tour anymore so much, which I can understand. It's not for everyone in that aspect. And now we have a drummer who wants to tour.
Yeah. Well, and now you just published your new album. It's the number 3.
Number 3, yeah. On the charts? No, I don't think so.
In your history.
Our third record.
Yeah, the third record. With the title Chain the Snake, which, if I informed good, started with a communication mistake. It was more Change the Snake, right?
Yeah.
And so it's the album title is based on a mistake or in a kind of misunderstanding.
My whole life is based on a mistake. Yes, I can say that's. I think maybe my birth even. I don't know.
So it all fits good.
It all makes sense. Yeah.
What's the concept of the album? Can you sell it?
I mean, it's not a concept album in that sense of the 70s rock.
Or what is the message?
I mean, there is none and there is one. I mean, you can find a message in everything, but I mean, there is kind of a theme of the inner demon, like to how do you say that in English, to control it. I don't know, but I mean, the people there, the song titles are about narcissistic comments, like Donald Trump would be, for example, a conman, like somebody who fools everyone and then gets on top. But I mean, I'm more inward looking. I would say it's more about the many personalities that you have in yourself, and to chain the snake's also funny, I guess, because how would you chain a snake? Maybe you can. I guess you can. I don't know. I never saw it. To deal with your inner, with the different characters you have in yourself, I would say that, and that in a also humoristic way, being aware of that. And that's why it's not a depressing message or negative or so, but I mean, for sure, I guess everybody has that. I mean, otherwise psychotherapists wouldn't have so many clients. Which I don't have. Maybe I should go, then I don't have to put out records anymore.
Oh, don't do that, please. Can you tell me or describe what kind of style you are in? Is it prog, punk, jazz?
I would say the thing is it's no style, because yes, I started with rock music, so the aesthetics of my guitar playing is rock music and definitely not jazz. I mean, I studied jazz, yes, because I could, and I learned a lot, but what you start with, that will always have the most, how is that Bedeutung? Meaning. I mean, I'm a rock guitar player from the aesthetics, and I listen to a wide variety of music, as I guess everybody does. But yeah, it's not a jazz band, it's not a rock band, it's not a punk band, and it's classical music we are not, because we don't play the instruments, but it takes inspiration from everything and also shows it. I try not to do these clashes anymore of styles as I used to, though some people say it still has it. For me it's more organic now, but I consider it an instrumental, humoristic band. I don't know, it's definitely not mainstream jazz, and it's definitely not rock or just a punk band.
Okay.
Or metal, whatever.
Yeah. Well, in general, you are a composer and an arranger.
Yeah.
You are an electric guitar player. You don't play the ukulele.
Yeah.
And you are also an educator.
Yeah, I teach also.
Yeah. Can you tell me why the guitar is your favorite instrument?
I got drawn to it when I was a child. Was no choice. Was clear from the beginning that I want to play guitar. I cannot recall when it was. I was quite early. Okay. Quite young. I was early. I was early when I wanted to play the guitar. It was clear. I mean, I loved the music I heard. Yeah, the guitar, how it looked, the whole behavior of guitar players. I mean, I just got drawn to it.
Yeah. You also move, of course, a lot with the guitar when you perform. You dance.
Slowly I'm getting into dancing. Yeah, I like it. It's
you become
nice.
You become a cool and the gang.
No, I don't do cool dancing. It's more like weird. But yeah, I try to move to the music when I can, when I feel like it. Not always, but.
And you play a Gibson guitar. Is this your favorite brand?
It's my favorite guitar, yes. No, I used to grow up with these guitar heroes, and I always had Gibson Les Paul. And since the Gibson Les Paul, when I turned to jazz, that didn't fit really anymore. From the sound first, and then also it was fucking heavy. It was really heavy, and I don't know. I just switched, and then. This Gibson I have now is it's actually the same guitar Grant Green used most of his life, which is a jazz guitar player I really, really like, jazz blues guitarist. And it's the same guitar, and also it's the same guitar the Beatles used, which just was the Epiphone version, but it's the same guitar. And since the Beatles was the first music I liked, and Grant Green, so it was an easy choice to make, and it's a reissue, and it's a beautiful guitar. It's really great sound, versatile. It's hollow, so it has a really nice attack, really direct. So for funky stuff, it's really good. And on the other hand, the Gibsons always have a very nice sustain. That's also and that I really like. So it's a beautiful guitar. I hope I will play long.
What do you like about the Beatles music?
I don't know. That was the very first music I heard. Beatles live in Hamburg. I remember. I don't know how the song was. They played covers there, but it was live in Hamburg. I don't know how old I was. It was a vinyl. I was probably 7 or 8. And it was magic. Rock and roll. If you hear it live, it's the energy of live music is just amazing. I was just at the hip hop jam in Berlin for the first time. There's an amazing hip hop jam, swag jam it's called, and they play with this fantastic band. And before they play the music, it comes out of the PA or normal, and then they start playing. And I just had the revelation how good live music is. The energy of people playing together. That's why I guess an orchestra also is so amazing, because 80 people's emotions are in the music. And when a band plays, there's 5 people putting all they have into it. And whereas a machine, of course, nowadays electronic music is everywhere and it's great, cannot do that. It cannot have, for me emotionally, it cannot have the same impact on me as when people play instruments. That might be old-fashioned, but it's how I like to listen to music. On the other hand, I play electric guitar, and it's electric, so I'm not against electricity. Let's put it this way. Electricity and human emotion are my musical, goal.
But when you love so much this energy...
I love live energy, yes.
Is this also the reason why you tour so much?
Yes, it's amazing to play in front of people and to get it out, and also to play the music. The music has to be played. The intellectual part of writing it is it's also it's motion. If you think about it, it's emotion by itself. But then to play it and to see how the music transforms by playing, even the written parts that are clear, like where there is no improvisation happening, there is improvisation in how you play it. I mean, just to play a part and say, oh, that's written music and there's no improvisation, that's not true. You can play music in, I mean, just take any music you have and let it play, give them the charts and hear how they play it. It can sometimes, the same chart of music can transform in a different style of music and people are playing the exact same notes. So, yeah, how you play it is very important. And yeah, the improvisation part, of course, it's also, but yeah, I love playing live and I hope I can do it much more, because that's the direct, then the music is, and it's gone. After that, it's not, even if you record it, it's in the moment, being in the moment, that's...
Yeah, but when you travel so much and tour so much, that means you play one night here, one night there, yeah. And sometimes you need to drive many hours in the beautiful van with the beautiful name Günther. Is that not disturbing you, that you have to travel so much? No, I really
like it. I must say, I have nothing against my life in Berlin, but if I don't do it, I mean, I don't go on vacation, so I don't go out, like, that doesn't never appeal to me, and I don't ever, never. We just did the summer Balkans. We had long drives, very long. I mean, but yeah, when you stay on stage, and it's, I mean, of course, if you come to a gig and there's 3 people and you get treated shitty and it's just an awful venue and that happens, yeah, you question yourself, why the fuck am I doing this? But then you have nights, the total opposite, and it's worth it. And also we saw amazing places, and yeah, just living in one city, not moving and not playing the music, that's not an option. I think then I would need a therapist, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, let's come back to the album.
Yeah.
You recorded this album in Spain.
Yeah.
Because of the oranges or the sun, or why?
We were in Spain. It was Ziv was becoming a father in June, so it was the only option we had, was to record it while on tour. And so we drove down to Spain, which took quite a while, to south of Spain. And there was a friend of mine from Cologne recommended the studio run by a old Cologne-based record producer who moved to Spain end of 90s to build this residential studio, beautiful studio, great, I mean, equipped. And then we booked there 2 days and recorded. I mean, we always record right after a tour. This time it was right in the middle of the tour. And it was demanding because we had long drives. Spain is not Germany, so you drive. Like in Germany, usually sometimes the gig, like what's the most is 4 hours. In Spain it's 6, worst it's 8. But 6 hours is the usual drive, And then to come there, and it was demanding. I mean, I can say making this album was not easy in any way. I had the worst allergy one can imagine. Yeah. Oh, but we did it. So.
Yeah, but you just said that normally you record after a tour or when you're really in it.
Because the music gets formed while playing. We are not. If we would do it before the tour, it would be just a shitty record.
Do you have a limit? Something like how many gigs you need to have before you start recording?
No, but usually for now, I don't know if that's a routine, but bringing out a record, you need to write the music, then you need to play. I mean, I'm not writing all the music in 1 week and then it's done, so it takes over the year. So it's 2 years basically. and we recorded last year, so it's 1 year, I would say. In 1 year we can establish the material of a record and play it. Then you need to record it, and after it's recorded you need to find it, blah blah blah. It's a long process.
And then you mixed in Berlin.
Yeah.
Why?
Right around my corner, because I live there. I took the closest option, and the closest option also turned out to be an amazing sound engineer, Martin Ruch, who does basically, it feels like he does the whole jazz scene, but yeah, what I really like, he heard the music and he really treated it as what it is. Like, he brought out also this, like, amazing, he did an amazing drum sound, I must say. Like, yeah, the punk and prog and rock he really brought out, while preserving, like, for example, there's always to make a clarinet, bass clarinet sound good, it's not easy. And many people who are specialized in jazz, they can do it, but then they don't get this rock energy or this raw. That's not the thing, so the drums sound very different. And I think he really caught the band how it sounds.
So it was very important to do this mix.
Yeah. I'm really, can only say, I'm satisfied. We are satisfied.
Well, there are 7 songs on this album. They have interesting titles. How important are titles for you? And please explain the stories behind, for example, Gustav Grinch.
I mean, the titles in general are very important to me. They're the same as the cover. So the music is finished. I mean, when it doesn't have a good title, there is something still wrong with the music, I think. For me, the title has to be unique in a way. It's not something in everyday words. So maybe it's a bit, you should understand it, but it should be a bit weird, a bit there should be a question mark, and something unique should be there in a way. Gustav Grinch, what's about it unique? Maybe not so much. I don't know, I wrote it in Vienna. I was that time still living in Vienna. I think Donald Trump got elected, and the Grinch, I mean the conman Grinch, so that kind of stuck, and it has this a bit, how do you say, chromatic, the melody has this riff has this chromatic, bit evilish thing to it, which is, by the way, from Ziv. The main riff comes from Ziv. And he got just elected, and I mean, he's the Grinch, kind of. And Gustav, I don't know, that's just alliteration. So Gustav Grinch, it's just so it's a person, what to name what. And somebody told me, funnily, that the melody in the end has a bit of Mahler. So Gustav Mahler, but I must say I did not do that intentionally. Maybe it was meant to be. But maybe it's just bullshit, I don't know. Yeah, and the stories in general, they are not so, it's not programmatic music in that sense. This song is about this piece of poetry, and so I think people should have pictures in their head when they listen to the music, that's the goal, but not some picture I give them or I write down, this is the picture you should have. This is about, I mean, yes, Donald Trump came there, but it's not about that. For me, it's more about us or myself, I don't know. Maybe the Donald Trump in me. Is there a Donald Trump in me? Maybe there is, I don't know.
What about Tractus?
That's the longest piece. So basically, you said it's 7 pieces. The whole record has 7. I think actually it has 8 because Tractus has 2 parts. And that's based on a very simple melody, lullaby melody, kind of. That came, it's very, I don't know, and I just wanted to make a big complex song, and it came out. But that has no, there I didn't think of any theme.
There's another one, it's called Gargamel, I
think.
What's about this song?
Gargamel, the Smurfs, the villain. I don't know, I mean, okay, that again, the whole theme of the song is really dragging down. I mean, it feels like the whole song, it's the constant dragging down, and like, and this fits this Gargamel person is complaining. I'm not so much into the Smurf, and it was also here again. It could have been. It just seemed like a cool name, and it somehow fitted. It is very cartoonish. Yesterday we listened to it when we got the vinyl. We checked it. It has a very cartoonish character, the song itself. So maybe that's why, I don't know. Sometimes I think if things make sense for you, it's like having an idea. You don't know where the idea comes from, it just pops up. If you're lucky, it was a good idea, and if not, you made a mistake. Yeah. But the idea was there, and we took it.
Yeah. Well, what do you need to have in a proper composition?
What do you need?
Yeah.
What do you mean? When it's done? Or?
Really to get something together and to decide, well, now it's part of the program for the band.
First of all, composition is not having an idea. Having an idea is composing means to work on an idea. And that can be depending on for what you write. I mean, you can take one idea and present it in it's enough to just write down the idea and you play it with friends, and from out of there comes the composition together. Or you decide to write it for big band, and then you have to be very precise. You decide for what you write and how you use the idea, and is the idea worth spending a lot of time. I think and sometimes I'm really lazy and I don't follow the ideas I have, and sometimes I have to because we need new music. Sometimes I want to, just happens. But I think I just read a great article by John Hollenbeck, and he said in the beginning, and that's true, you spend time on your instrument. Eventually, if you have a fable for writing music, you could come up with an idea. And from there you go really like the intuitive writing process, which is very important for sure. But you would most likely always end up with the same results, because your intuition is, in a way, also, you will always go the way with the least friction, let's say. And to come up, like composing, I think also to have a system to work on different, let's say, strategies, to make it also interesting for you. And you can go so deep with one idea, it's incredible. There's a universe in every single idea, basically, if you want to go down that path. And so I think the question is, how long do I choose to spend time on something? But usually for Kuhn Fu, because I try to change the way now I write, but on this record we have some new approaches here and there. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. How often do you change the strings of your guitar?
If we are on tour, I think after 5 gigs I need to change them. If I'm not on tour, I don't touch the guitar so much. So yeah, if I'm playing every day, it can be fine. Yeah, depends on this. When there's sweat, they get rusty. So.
Yeah. Okay. And how important is for you to have an audience? You also have interesting announcements where people react.
Audience is important. You're not gonna do this. I mean, you need the reaction also. I mean, they give you energy. People give energy when they are at the concert, positive or negative, but it's very important.
How do you feel that energy?
Like you go into a room in a party, there's a different energy as if you go into an empty room. So there you have it. People have, I mean, they change the room, the atmosphere by everything they do. So it's very important, and we are fighting for an audience. That's our constant, this whole social media bullshit and all that. I mean, I have to do it, but we want an audience for sure. And we're not, of course, getting famous is not here the reason, but we want to continue as a band. We want to play, and for that you need an audience. And also we want to share the music. I mean, if you write music, you're like a little child. You want to show it. You're not. I mean, you write it for yourself, yes, but you also write it so it gets out there, so people hear it.
Yeah.
So there is ego involved, for sure, but there is also, I think it's not there's worse things in life than to pollute the world with shitty jazz rock guitar.
Yeah, and you also have a lot of fun on stage, right?
Yeah.
You're dancing. I also saw Esat is really.
I would say we're more. Yeah, we're more. We try to be entertaining, but we try to entertain ourselves. So, and hopefully that's entertaining for the people. Also, we're not I mean, if we just would be for entertainment, then we would play in a cover band. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you do an announcement to tell a little bit about a song you want to play, is this an improvisation? Or?
Yeah, it's always improvised.
Okay.
There's no. Sometimes I think before the gig, like a few minutes before, something that happened on that day, or just like some topic I want to address, maybe loosely, very loosely, that I never do a pre-texted announcement. I mean, there's nothing more boring than that, probably. Yeah, it has to be improvised, because I mean, humor doesn't come out of some pre-texted thing. Humor really needs the spontaneous, because then the words flow also. I mean, something said in the wrong way is not funny. The same thing said in a spontaneous way can be very funny. So I don't know how comedians do it that have a program, because good ones, there must be an improvisation part, but when it feels pretexted, for sure it's not funny. And I mean, my goal is not to be funny, but I try to be funny. That would be a lie.
Yeah. Would you like to share some tour stories, maybe?
Tour stories?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just one.
I mean, I have to be careful. What's a good tour story? Now that I think about it, I don't have any. What's a good tour story?
I heard something that you had a gig in a club where also people were stripping.
Stripping?
Strip.
Strip! Ah! Yeah, this I can tell. Yeah, true, that's a good story. We played in a strip club, and I thought, since it's a strip club, I can strip, and they were not meant. That was a really sad gig. So talking about an audience, so we played in this showcase festival, and I thought, great, showcase means we can show ourselves, I guess. And there was nobody, and there was a couple sitting on one side and 3 girls there, and it's strip club. So there was a stage, and there was this stage going up front where they would dance, and we play and we stop the song, and then you hear like that was the reaction. Of course, only 5 people, 1 clapping, 2. And then came a song, and I had a solo, so I went in front of this little stage, and then I played, and yeah, I opened my pants and my pants went down and I had my guitar here and I think I looked like an old demented guy with a guitar. But the three girls left immediately and I fell also. And then afterwards everybody came to me with this feeling sorry for yourself, for me, and saying that was weird. And not weird in a funny way, it was just weird. So yeah, that was one of the, not the...
Yeah, I want to ask you, can you hum something, a melody that comes up? Is this a part of the album? Is it somewhere
yeah,
in
that's the last song. Yeah, the last song was Muckenkoga.
Okay, and do you also like that the audience sing with you then?
Yeah, with this song we have it. So we need to have one song at least. I mean, people always say that we do this complicated, non-digestible music. So one song that has a bit of a carnival sing-along was our reaction to that.
Yeah, but you have a lot of rhythm changes in your songs.
Yeah.
So it goes from very hard to something very melodic.
Yeah, dynamic changes.
Yeah. How do you memorize all of this?
I mean, the music is written on paper, so everybody gets paper. That's the first step, and from there memorizing it. It's not random. Maybe it does sound, but it's absolutely not random and has logic. I think the most important is that it has the song needs a good flow, and by flow I don't mean it needs to be like water all the time. It can have clashes, no doubt, great clashes. But it needs to work. I don't know, if it doesn't work, you sense it. It's like construction, architecture, I don't know, it has to work and it has to fulfill certain needs, it has to be interesting, it has to have a design, but it also needs a structure that works. And then it's memorable, I guess. And you just have to spend time memorizing it, that's for sure. I mean, the more complex, how do people memorize 12-tone opera music like Lulu or so? So because it's that we have so million years away from that, from the complexity of that. But sometimes because it's complex also, it's easier to memorize maybe.
Why always only students did get a discount for your concerts? And
we shoot people out
and
of work.
not the 50 plusers, something like that.
That's not me, that's the clubs doing the prices. And I think, yeah, since students get in for cheaper, but usually they don't come, we should have a 50 plus discount. Yeah, that's a good point. I will address that.
Well, you said it already in the beginning of our talk that the illustration of the cover of the album is very important for you. So you have a guy, his name is Arthur Bodenstein.
Yeah.
So he also did the cover of the last album. Can you tell me a little bit about the cover? What is behind there? Is there something behind? What was
there is something behind. I mean, first of all, I gave him the song titles, and he draws figure. He's not an abstract art. He doesn't do abstract. He draws. In that fits our music really well, because the music we play is in a way tonal and figurative. How do you say figurative? Figurative in German. So it's. You understand what it is, but it still leaves a question mark. I mean, in painting, abstract art is very different, let's say, to And this guy, exactly, what comes to this. So I don't know. I gave him the song titles, and then I thought about an old, white, fat guy in chains, and that was what he did, and I think it fits, and because also at the times we live in. I mean, now maybe it has to do with the Me Too, but I mean, obviously we live in times where the old, white, fat, I mean, the fat guy stands maybe for the, I would say, more the disgusting person. I mean, they rule the world, right? If you want it or not, they are still there. I mean, and I'm becoming one also. Not ruling the world, but I'm old and fat and disgusting. I can say probably I will be. No, it just was a great picture, and I think it fits the mood. It also has comedy in it. Doesn't take it too serious, but it addresses a bit this, and it's sexual also in a way. So it's not only about the negativity. It has also the You might find such people in Berlin on some parties, probably.
Well, we didn't talk really about the other musicians in the band.
Yes,
we have Ziv
Taubenfeld,
Esat, and George. What do you love about them? What is the magic for you to play with them for such a long time?
I mean, first of all, they're great musicians. I mean, they like the music I write, which is very important for me. Like the resonance to the music when I bring new music is positive in general. I mean, they have good points, but in general they dig the music and they play amazing. I mean, Esat is an incredible bass player, getting better and better, like more unique in his Turkish. I mean, he plays electric Turkish double bass. That's an instrument by itself. There's a lot with the bow. I mean, he plays a lot with the bow, which I really like. I mean, the double bass for me, bowed sound. I mean, I love the jazz when they play just with the fingers, but that wouldn't work for my music so much. And so I can also indulge in my classical pseudo ambitions with him. And he has this electric sound with it, like combined, like these two worlds, three worlds, like jazz bass, classical bass, and rock bass. So it's very unique, and also he has this very Turkish playing. I mean, in the solos you can hear it. It's not fake. It's not like, oh, now I play a Turkish scale. I mean, that comes out of him. And Ziv is a clarinet player from Israel. I mean, what do you want more? I love Duke Ellington, so I love clarinets. And the clarinet is a beautiful instrument.
But he plays the bass clarinet.
Bass clarinet, but the bass clarinet, I mean, it's a clarinet, so it has a very wide range, so he can imitate normal clarinet. I mean, imitate it. It's perfect for this band, and it's great with doubling the bass, for example. It gives very, like if you play a riff, and with the bass clarinet, the bass bowed with the bow, and the electric guitar with distortion, when we play riffs together, it's magic, I think. And George is an English drummer. What do you want more than an English drummer in a band? So he plays very like, he plays actually really what I write. That's nice, and has very cutting through sound. Like so, also if you play a bigger stage, it's really has a the sound really cuts through. It's nice. And we get along. I mean, we're really good friends. That's all. Very important. I mean, I'm the band leader. I'm doing the interview, but if I would feel it's my solo project, I don't want to do this alone. I always wanted to be in a band. I want to. You know, I mean, I have this ego part, of course. You know, I want to be in front, want to be the leader. So. But if it's just about me being my solo project, it would not be appealing, and I don't think I would have lasted that long. I would have not have the power, I mean, to do it on my own like this. Or with people who are not so interested in it, okay, we play the gig, how much money does it bring? I mean, I need people who are emotionally involved, and they are for sure. I mean, every time we see each other, like when we haven't seen each other for 6 weeks or so, when we meet, feels great. Family. Family.
So your family...
We are family, for sure. I mean, Can I say we were like a family, yeah. I mean, they're the longest relationship I had in my life. We don't have sex, thank God. But 7 years, I mean,
yeah,
it's quite some time.
So you spend also more time with each other than just the music
No, I mean, I live in Berlin, they live in Amsterdam and Groningen, so we only see each other for the band. Unless, I'm not coming to Amsterdam to hang out. But it's enough. I mean, last year it was how many? A lot of days we spent. No, we get along well.
Where do you stay most of the time when you're touring? In a hotel or in the van? Where do you sleep?
I mean,
where do you sleep?
If we have a good gig, we have a nice hotel. If it's a shit gig, we have a room together, the four of us. So
a group room.
Yeah. But usually now, lately, it's hotels. Yeah, and we like hotels. We like single rooms. To every person who wants to book us, 4 single rooms, please.
And you memorize where you can put on the light.
Yeah, I mean, no, we don't. That means if we would come again, huh? Usually we don't get booked twice.
Yeah. What about the food on tour?
That's a major part. Yeah. That's after playing. Really, I think one of the great parts of touring is eating great food at places you don't usually go to. I mean, that's when you travel abroad. If we go now, but even in Germany, we had the best bratwurst of the world one day. But of course, you don't travel 4 hours for a bratwurst. So, and eventually, but good food is important, and also you stay healthy. I mean, if you eat well, you can endure some gigs in a row.
What about drugs?
Don't work on tour. Don't work at all. I mean, anybody. I mean, I like drugs. I mean, I used to take them. If you do drugs, I mean, you don't function. And the drinking, we used to have these tours. They were like the zigzag tours. They were like this. One gig was a transcendental night, and the next night was a disaster. And it always went like this because there was no hangover, great gig, celebration, huge hangover, shit gig, and it went like this. And it was not so healthy. And now we smoke some joints and drink a little bit of beers, but not. It's more taking it easy, but yeah, we're definitely not, monks on tour who don't indulge in anything.
Yeah. Can you tell me what the most beautiful for you is to be a musician?
Yeah, playing music that I wrote is for me the most. Hearing music and playing music that I wrote is for me the most fulfilling thing, I think. I don't know why, but it just feels great. I mean, the happiest moments in my life, I can say, are connected to music. And not me and music alone, also with people, of course. I mean, with the band and stuff, but it's, I can say that.
And you will have a big tour now?
Fairly big, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite leading through Czech Republic, Hungary, Slovenia, Germany, and Netherlands, yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly this year is Germany, though.
And you also sometimes play just with the trio, without Ziv?
Sometimes we have to now, which is also nice. I mean, in the beginning I was like, oh fuck, now we lose, but because he became a father, so the kid is 8 months old, so he cannot be away now so long. But playing the compositions in trio, it's very different. It's different sound. The clarinet is missing in a way, but then on the end it's not, because we can work on other stuff, and the compositions, I think, work also without, they're just different. I mean, something different comes out, also improvisations are different, but it's interesting and also fun to play. I mean, we had great moments now playing with trio, and eventually, I mean, my aim is I want to write for orchestra. The more voices I have, the better, but it's interesting and it's good to do, and this way we can keep the band moving. And also, I mean, when we let's say we drive down with the car to Slovenia and then we have to get back, so how do you get back with gigs? So if we can fly home and then we go with trio, we play with some gigs with the trio. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I think we're gonna record even some demo maybe, like to bring some